Well, if you thought the last part was pretty short, this one sure won't be, because we're heading all the way into cold storage, and I've decided to put both the exterior and interior of cold storage as one video. Now, here I'm going to run back and forth a little bit, because there's actually some quite interesting Pokemon to be found in the rustling grass. Well, other than Ordinos. In the end, I actually decided to give up on this. You actually can catch Stoutland. That's right, Stoutland, the final form of Lillipup, in rustling grass right here if you want to. It's just going to take quite a while. The cold storage is kind of weird. There's a lot of paths branching all over the place, and a lot of grass to find wild Pokemon. Now, despite the place being called cold storage, there actually is only one ice type we can actually get here, but it's one we want to get because it'll be effective against ground, which is the type for the next gym. I need to pick up this item to progress here. At least you can kind of understand Herdias being here, because, you know, they've probably got long fur, so that'll keep them warm in the cold. It also just happens to be raining while I'm doing this, so... Oh, and Timbers. I guess they help the workers here. We've already caught a Timber. I don't think we need another one. Might as well show off Red-Eye here. Red-Eye, the 31 attack IV Adamant Basculin. That is just awesome. Now, while that... Oh, and here we go. Here we are. This is the dark grass. But before we get there, I really want that item, and I'm probably going to have to battle this guy, because if I don't, I might run into trouble with accidentally running into him while I'm grinding for wild Pokemon encounters. I don't want that. So let's just get him out of the way. And for some strange reason, these guys have totally different sprites, but are still referred to as workers. So you've got both the miner workers and the cold storage workers. I personally think the cold storage workers look really cool. Anyway, we've got a grass type here, so let's bring in our flying type. This should completely slaughter this thing. Ah, Leech Seed. That means I'm kind of on a timer. Once Leech Seed saps half my health, I'll have halved attack power, which is not so good. But Pluck will hopefully do a real number on this thing. And yes, it certainly did. See, this is why I love Arcan. Oh, and you just happen to have a whole team that's weak to flying. I'll certainly accept that. Goodbye, Timber. Yeah, I was worried that it would survive and rock throw me, but nope, that was pathetically easy. Pathetically easy. Yeah, Arcan should shed a shiver down your spine. Anyway, we've got an item up here. And a wild Pokemon encounter. Dang it. Now, by sheer luck, my very first wild Pokemon encounter was with the highest level of Vanillite. Yep, this is Vanillite, the infamous ice cream Pokemon. The one that's caused everyone to say, "Oh, no, Game Freak, you ran out of ideas." Shut up, you nostalgia bastards, I hate you all. Anyway, that Herdy is going to be annoying with its Intimidate, but it might actually help us have an easier time catching Vanillite. Funny thing about Vanillite, though, it and its whole family were actually designed by a Westerner, not by one of the Japanese members of Game Freak. So, that's... I believe it's the first Pokemon to be designed by a non-Japanese person, so that's interesting. At the moment, we'll only be seeing Vanillite, though. Its higher forms will have to wait till later. A lot of people just find it kind of hilarious just by sheer value of the fact that, hey, it's an ice cream Pokemon. Of course, now we've got cotton candy Pokemon, or, as we call it in Australia, Fairy Floss, which actually makes a lot more sense, seeing as it's fairy type. See, sometimes, yeah, Australian, spellings of things actually make a lot more sense. Anyway, we need to take down this Herdia quite quickly. Mirror Shot? Mirror Shot's a weird move. That's going to be super effective, isn't it? Ow, 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 ow. Well, maybe Defeatus might actually help me, because it will make me do less to you. But I kind of want to get Archie out of there. Yikes, especially if that thing's going to use another certain ice move that it's got. Now, I will admit there is actually a slight drawback to catching Vanillites at the highest level possible. They do have the best stats they can have, but... yeah, they have Avalanche. Now, Avalanche is ridiculously annoying. It's a reduced priority move, so it forces you to essentially go last. Well, it's possible to not go last, but it's very unlikely. Essentially forces a massive negative priority modifier on the user, but once they actually do get their attack off, if they were hit before the attack happened, it doubles in power. It's already got 60, and 120 power stab move is yikes. Pretty powerful. The downside, though, is that Avalanche is physical, and Vanillite specializes in more special moves. Now, catching a Vanillite at a lower level will mean that it actually has Powder Snow instead of Avalanche. While Powder Snow is not quite as powerful, it actually runs off Vanillite's, wait a minute, do they have Icy Wind? They might actually have Icy Wind. Icy Wind is even better, actually, and I just lost Felicia, dang it. Icy Wind is even better, because it'll lower the opponent's speed. So, something like Powder Snow or Icy Wind might actually be better, because Vanillite specializes more in special moves than it does in physical, so, I kind of prefer to get things at the highest possible level, though, for this playthrough. I mean, admittedly, Vanillite is actually not that useful in the next gym, despite it being super effective against ground. The vast majority of ground types also know rock moves, and oh crap, that's going to be painful. Yow! Ow, 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 I need to catch this thing quickly before it destroys my team. We don't want another repeat of the infamous Sork incident now, do we? Anyway, despite the fact that Vanillite is ice and effective against ground, the vast majority of ground types know rock moves, which will really demolish Vanillite, so it's actually not as useful as you'd probably think. I'm actually going to go with the Ultra Ball just because I want to get this thing caught right now before it avalanches anything else. That move can be really, really annoying sometimes. Anyway, I've got Vanillite now, and what am I going to name this thing? Now, at first I was, wow, a walking weather system, that's interesting. Anyway, like I was saying, I was probably going to name this thing, I was thinking of something gelato related, because lemon gelato is actually one of my favourite foods in real life. I don't like any other kind of ice cream, though. Literally no other kind of ice cream. Except maybe green apple, but other than that, yeah, no, nothing like that. So anyway, then again, I decided to call this thing Avalanche, because for some reason, I don't know, it felt appropriate, and that thing surely got annoying with Avalanche. Anyway, I'll see you, oh, protein. I'll see you when I find the next thing. Now, if you look down at the clock, you'll notice that I cut out quite several minutes of footage, actually. Yeah, it took me ages to find a level 27 Herdia, but I'm going to want to catch this one. Yeah, really took me a long time. That was really bloody painful, actually. Oh, that was irritating. So, your attack falls, and I will... Did they just pull a double Intimidate? I'm not really sure. Of course, Yamask is not going to be particularly useful in damaging these things because they're immune to Ghost, but at least I can... Oh, yikes! Stab takedown. Ouch. Double stab takedown! Oh, yeah, no way you're going to survive that. Now, I'm going to Will-O-Wisp one of them, and... Oh, crap! I mistook the target, and Will-O-Wisp is the one I actually want to catch. This is bad. I'm going to have to very quickly finish off the other Herdia, and just pray that I finish it off before the bird finishes off the one I want to catch. This could potentially end in disaster. You know, when they're both the same gender, and the same species, it's often really, really hard to tell which Pokemon you're targeting in double battles. You know what would be great? If it showed the level, actually, on the bottom screen with the targeting info. I seriously need to crunch really... Wow, that's... Wow, Exodia, you are a freaking tank. See, look, double... Wow, double crunch, and still you survive, and you change both their abilities to Mummy. I have to take this thing down really, really quickly. Oh, wow, that other thing is really, its days are numbered. Must take down that Herdia immediately. Oh, and hey, Hay's gonna can erase my Intimidate attack drops, so that will be useful. And hey, I just lost my Reckless, that's great. Uh-oh, you're gonna be gone, aren't you? Yeah, that was a necessary sacrifice, because I have to catch this thing and end the battle next turn, or else the battle's gonna end anyway. Wow, my team is looking really bad. Yeah! That Vanillite did kind of a number on the team, and, wow, I desperately need to heal after this. I was grinding for encounters for a long time. Now, this had better catch, or else... It'd be funny if that was a critical capture, but it wasn't. 1, 2, 3... Thank you! Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I almost totally screwed that up. I get Herdia, the loyal dog Pokemon. It has a cape-like fur that decreases the amount of damage it receives, except that's not really taken into account by any of its moves or abilities. Now this thing, because this thing is a Scottish Terrier, I kind of felt obliged to say this as kind of an in-joke with my sister, and name this thing David. Yeah, let's just say that, my sister's friends have this weird thing about David Tennant, and, that's all I'm gonna say, because, if I tried to explain it to you guys, your head would probably explode. Teenage girls are weird. Very, very weird. For some strange reason, I spent a lot more time on the naming screen than I actually should have. I might have been debating, you see, there's one more nickname I had in mind for a member of the, line. If I ever got a Stoutland, I had a very specific nickname in mind. Unfortunately, I never actually got a Stoutland in the playthrough, spoilers, so, I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and tell you, and suddenly it's nighttime! Yeah, I actually had to pull a save state there and continue the game, later on. Much later on, actually. So, so much for that, you at least got to see what Unova looks like in the daytime, for however brief it was. I think the rest of the playthrough will be almost all at night, so once again, it's back to subdued colours of nighttime. Yeah, I did not get much free time that uni semester, and that's a serious understatement, so most of my game footage was done at night. Yeah. Not to mention, I believe I recorded this at around a time when I often needed to head into the uni to do assignment work on weekends. This was actually on a Saturday or something, I believe I recorded this, so, oh, hi, oh wait, you're not quite the right level. Anyway, let's get out of here. I recorded this on a Saturday, so I believe, yeah, that was the reason why I had, you actually saw daytime there. Oh, there's a vending machine there in case you want drinks. Now, down there is the rest of cold storage, but, oh, I decided to just check around for a shaking grass, just to see if I could get a Stoutland. Unfortunately, it was not to be. I really did want a Stoutland here, but, you know what, it would have been too much effort. Now, like I said, if I ever did get a Stoutland, I was going to call it Daddy. That is a reference that I really doubt anyone is going to get, so I'll just give you a hint, it has something to do with Scotland, but anyway. Let's get out of here and heal. Drift Vale in the mist and rain of nighttime, which I will say looks kind of atmospheric. Don't know why it's often raining in Drift Vale, but for some reason, Western Unova, it often rains in spring there. Of course, in winter, you sometimes get outright hail. This is actually the only part of the game where weather actually really starts to matter, and if I'll be at all honest with you, I would have preferred if I'd actually reached this point by winter, because winter's really the only season that makes a considerable amount of difference. Yeah, it considerably shakes up the encounter rates and totally changes some areas, whereas spring, summer, autumn, they only just vaguely change stuff, change the way things look, and change what a certain Pokemon that we'll be seeing quite soon looks like. So there's Avalanche, my Vanillite. It's mandatory you read that out in a really bad Italian accent. Anyway, already saw you. Oh, Keen Eye, seriously. Oh, hey, you got Sand Rush. Oh, plus speed, minus attack. Ugh. Wait, did that just say Mischievous? Do you have perfect special attack IV? That would be really weird if you did. Anyway, Work Up is quite a decent move to have. I do need to keep Exodia, though. Yeah, despite being level 22, you got the defenses of something like level 40. You're ridiculous. I probably could get rid of Sandile, though, now. I kind of want to put Jamie in there, and I will need Quackpot eventually, for the gym at least. However, I won't put him in just yet because, well, there's another route that's full of grass types that we have to actually explore before the next gym, and that might be a problem for him. But you know what, I might actually put you in just for the exploration of cold storage. Eckartle, you had an awesome nickname, but I'm sorry, I might have to retire you for the moment. Especially seeing as we might be going up against some ice moves. Yeah, those things, Sigilyph really does not like that, despite the fact that it actually can learn Ice Beam, weirdly enough. Something that I learned to my serious cost when I was battling Caitlyn. The less said about Caitlyn, the better. Now let's head on back over here, and we can actually battle some of the trainers over here that we skipped the first time. So, here's a youngster. Yeah, a little late in the game to be fighting youngsters, you'd think. But, yeah, youngster over here. What do you got for us? Youngster Kenneth. Wasn't Morph back in Fire Emblem 7. Ah, Whirlipede. It's been a long time since we've seen one of those. Actually, we saw those back when we were fighting Evil McPun-Pun Face. I hate that guy. You know what? I might try and set up Aqua Ring here. Or should I? You know, I've actually got Rain backing me, so my I was about to say Bulldoze, Bubble Beam, sorry. Beginning with a BU. Oh, good thing I didn't pick Aqua Ring, because I've got, yeah, you're protecting, so I wouldn't have been able to hit this turn anyway. Rain does not boost the effect of Aqua Ring, so, yeah, but at least you can combo with Rain Dish. Can anything actually learn? Ah, yes, your Protect failed, good. Alright, so there is... Okay, Aerial Ace is a stab move, super effective. I wonder if that is doing more than a rain-boosted, Bubble Beam. Rain-boosted Bubble Beam plus stab would be 90 power, rain-boosted would be times another 1.5. Or is that double? I'm not sure. Is that double? I can't believe I'm actually forgetting this. You'd think I, of all people, would know weather calculations, but that would be, if it was 1.5, that would be, well, let's just go back to, oh, hey, Carablast. That's not a Pokemon we've seen recently. We actually can get this soon, so... Well, it's not going to be doing much to us, though. Anyway, Carablast itself is nothing too impressive. Its Evolve form, on the other hand, gains a very, very drastic change. So yeah, Stab Aerial Ace is 90 power, super effective is 180. I think that's probably either more or equal to a rain boosted Bubble Beam. But anyway, if you talk to this guy, he'll give you a Rocky Helmet. This is a very useful item that you want to give on something kind of defensive. So essentially, anytime another Pokemon makes physical contact with a Pokemon that holds the Rocky Helmet... Oh hey, there's a hidden item here somewhere. Now, I really hate how the item finder... Dowsing machine, sorry, actually disappears from your bottom screen whenever you try and access the menu. That is really annoying. Anyway, I need to give this Rocky Helmet to something, and this Shell Bell to something. Anytime the Pokemon holding Rocky Helmet is hit with a physical contact move, the attacker loses something along the lines of 12.5% of their HP. Which can really rack up, especially if you give it to, say, a Ferrothorn, in which case it gets really hilarious, especially if they just hit you with something like Tail Slap or something. If they hit you with a multi-hitting move, yeah, that is just plain ridiculous. They're going to be losing about 20% of their health per hit, so that gets kind of crazy, but very, very fun. Funnily enough, in Battle Subway, my substitute Dragon Dance Salamence, its only bane against the AI turned out to be a Rocky Helmet Ferroseed. Yep, not Ferrothorn, Ferroseed. Yeah, it resisted Outrage and would whack me back for a massive percentage of my health every time I hit it, and I was stuck in Outrage because of, you know, Outrage. Yeah, that was painful. Anyway, we have here a Joltik, one of the most adorable Pokemon ever created. And we actually can't get this until after the next gym, sadly, so... Aww. It evolves into Galvantula, which is one of my outright favourite Generation 5 Pokemon. I just love Galvantula, and here you see a Rocky Helmet in action. I should probably get rid of Helping Hand, because it's not going to help me unless I'm in a double battle. Anyway, you won't actually be seeing very many Galvantulas at all in this playthrough, so I thought I'd explain Galvantula at this point. Wow, that was annoying. So yeah, I actually just realised I haven't explained physical contact yet. Physical contact is kind of interesting. It doesn't actually mean physical moves. There are some moves that are physical but don't make contact. Moves like Earthquake and Explosion. They're classified as physical, but they don't make actual physical contact. Ah, damn it, Sturdy. Likewise, there are some special moves that do make physical contact. Although it's quite small compared to the list of physical moves that don't make contact. These special moves that do make contact are Final Gambit, Grass Knot for some odd reason, Pedal Dance, Trump Card, really? And Ring Out. I'm gonna have to have another look at Trump Card's PBR animation to see if it actually implies physical contact, because that's just plain weird. Oh, of course, the bin. It's always the bins. And wow, that was quite a helpful hidden item, so I was glad I found that. Okay, let's check this out. Okay, there is a... Oh, there we go. Hyper Potion, okay. There are quite a lot of hidden items lying around here. We can see some scaffolding there, but we really should just go down and head right towards the cold storage. When we get here, instead of this trainer battling us, we actually get Sharon. He's not going to battle us just yet, though. This is the last place we need to visit in the city. So, we've got to go inside here and check this place for Team Plasma. Oh, okay, I will admit going in here was an accident. Once you head in here for the first time, Sharon will come in here with you, and you'll see a bit of plot. And once again, Sharon is all character development ing. And once again, we have Sharon's catchphrase. But I actually missed something up here. A heart scale, that's kind of useful. Although we haven't found the heart scale move relearner yet. Heart scales are always useful to have, and hi Vanillite, I don't want to be seeing you today. Sorry, don't feel like ice cream today. Goodbye. I'm gonna... Oh, come on. Are you serious? 2 steps? Oh, another one. No, seriously, I really don't want ice cream. Why do you keep... Ugh. Just go away and stop tormenting me. Oh, another 2 steps? Seriously? Oh, this time it's a dog. Okay, maybe... I don't know. Don't particularly want a dog either. Let's get out of here. Intimidate. He just makes these wild encounters get really annoying. And gone! Now it's finally time to head into the interior of cold storage. So, welcome to the frosty interior of cold storage, and you're still saying the same thing. The music here is kind of weird. I personally really found this music incredibly grating on my ears when I first heard it, and I found it one of the weaker themes in Black and White. It's not actually all that bad once you get used to it, I just think it sounds awfully, I don't know, plinky, if that's even a word. Anyway, we have ice puzzles. Yeah, you couldn't really have a Pokemon game without those. So, we actually can't progress any further on that upper area, but this one ice puzzle here is pretty simple. Unless you want to go get that item. Which you do, because this here is TM65 Scold. This is a very useful water move that I probably want to teach to all my water types right here, right now. It's one of the best it's got 80 power, which is pretty decent, but it's also got a side effect of burn. Yes, a water move that can inflict burn. That's actually really, really useful, especially in competitive, for that whole bulky water archetype. Let's get rid of Bubble Beam, because Scald is just so much better. And despite Special Attack not really being Red Eye's thing, I will want to teach it Scald too. You want to teach this thing to about as many water types as you possibly can, or as many Pokemon as you possibly can. This thing works wonders in the next gym, and without this, the next gym would be bloody ridiculous. Which leads me to seriously dread having to fight Clay in Black 2 on this same challenge. Because in that game, Scald is not actually available before the gym, and Surf isn't even available until right after the gym. You get literally no good water moves before that one, and I'm honestly terrified. Not only that, but I've heard that Clay is actually pretty difficult in Black and White 2. I mean, I've fought him myself, and I was actually able to level up and I had a superior, so he wasn't actually that bad, but still. Yikes, if Clay is even harder than he is in this game, I'm honestly terrified about how Clay will be in Black 2. I don't even want to think about it. Now, for some very odd reason, David can actually learn Thunder Wave. Actually, a lot of normal types can actually learn this. You got Granbull, Furret, Zigzagoon, they can all learn Thunder Wave for some very, very weird reason. It's actually quite a useful move, and in some situations it can be pretty good. Well, in a lot of situations, because cutting down the opponent's speed is always useful. So I decided to give Thunder Wave here. Now we've got moves that can reliably inflict burn and reliably inflict paralysis. And you want to stack the odds heavily in your favour as possible in a challenge like this, so status effects are always useful. Of course, I just happened to have my water type out just as this fire type came out, so let's try out our new skulls. Yeah, hitting your opponent with boiling water, that is painful. Now, of course, fire types are immune to being burned, so the extra effective skull won't work on them. It'll still hit them for super effective damage though, and that's what a lot of people love about skulls. The one type that's immune to burn just happens to take double damage from skulls anyway. Chip Away. That's an interesting move. Chip Away hits your opponent and ignores stat changes in its damage calculation. It can be useful in some cases, but for the most part it's kind of eh. Now I wonder if it ignores evasion, because if it did that would be very, very useful against some cheap bastards. Anyway, that was the first opponent there. Oh, I am really dreading this. Oh, actually, that's actually quite smart. No, again, the NPCs know a lot of stuff in this game. So, yeah, if you use an Ice-type move on a Pokemon that's frozen, the freeze instantly heals. In the original Red and Blue, that was in fact the only way you could recover from freeze outside of using items like Ice Heal. Yeah, frozen Pokemon would never thaw out on their own. Combine that with the fact that in that generation, Blizzard had 90% accuracy rather than 70%, and you had yourself a ridiculously broken condition on your hands. Yeah, that was just plain nasty. Now, another thing about fire moves curing freeze. If another Pokemon is frozen, you can hit them with a fire move and they'll thaw out. If you yourself are frozen, there are actually two very specific fire moves that will actually cure your own freeze when used by you. They are Sacred Fire, which I guess kind of makes sense given how ridiculously powerful that is and it being the signature move for the Legendary, and weirdly enough, Flame Wheel. Yep, Flame Wheel. No other fire moves will cure your own freeze. Flame Wheel somehow will. I think it's because you kind of light yourself on fire when you use that, but weirdly enough, when you light yourself on fire with Flame Charge or Flare Blitz, that doesn't cure your own freeze, and wait a minute, did you just scold me? It looks like the tables have well and truly turned, haha. Well, if you status me, I'll take the time to status you, eat Thunder Wave. I probably will want to switch out soon though. Now, another thing about using fire moves to cure freeze, you might be thinking in a double battle if your partner gets frozen, you could use a weak fire move and cure them. This was actually explored in an episode of the Pokemon anime. Now again, normally I despise the anime and how much it totally disregards game mechanics. In this case though, I actually found that it complied with game mechanics and actually managed to make a genuinely hilarious scene while still following the game mechanics. I forgot which episode it was, but in this one particular episode, Ash and May were having a multi-battle together. I believe Ash's Pokemon got frozen and May had her Skitty out, so she tried to spam Assist in an attempt to get Ember and thaw it out. This had relatively predictable results, as Assist kept getting everything but Ember and just making the situation even worse. I believe she first got String Shot, then some slashing move, and then a whole bunch of other random moves that resulted in the situation just getting worse and worse until she finally got Ember, but by then it was too late. Again, that's actually something that can feasibly happen with game mechanics, and it's actually pretty hilarious, so one of the few times I actually will applaud the anime for doing that. I mean, one of the few times I will applaud the anime for doing something in general. I normally despise the anime. Like I said again. Anyway, we've got another ice puzzle. This one's considerably more involved than the first. But let's heal up first. The trainers in here can actually be kind of tough. Heal you, and let's get going. Oh right, yeah, we can't actually cross that ice below, but we can cross this ice, and this requires a little bit of involvement on our part. Just bear with me for 1 minute. It might take me a while to get this. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. I've already solved it. So that one was a little more involved, but nothing we can't handle. Now, I have this suspicion there's a hidden item around here somewhere. Let me just check. Nope. Okay. Oh, another ice worker. Okay. I will admit the graphics in this place are quite nice, and how is it that the player character doesn't just freeze up in here? They're not wearing anything suitable for warm climates. I don't think I have any fire types on my team at the moment either. Oh, wow, it's a girder! I love the voice Marilyn gave Gerda in the Mystery Dungeon playthrough, seriously. It was just awesome. And I just always imagine Gerda sounding like that now. Anyway, better Thunder Wave this thing, even though you're going to seriously whack me with some kind of fighting move. Low kick. That's probably not going to do that much, considering I'm not that heavy. And you get Rocky Helmet damaged. Okay, I'll just send in something else here. If only I still had Signal Lift, then I could do a double resist. Wake Up Slap. Now this I find pretty hilarious in a kind of a morbid way. Yeah. Wake Up Slap. So that girder is essentially trying to wake up someone by smacking them in the face with a giant steel girder. Yeah! Remember the guy earlier in Castelia City who mentioned how he got his Pokemon to use Wake Up Slap to wake him up in the morning? Yeah, if you had a girder do that to you, you'd probably be dead. Let alone a Conkeldurr, yeah, that would almost certainly kill you. Yeah, now, strategic thing with the Shell Bell here, with the Shell Bell, it restores HP depending on the amount of damage you do, but the main reason I'm using it on Archie is not only can he rack up a lot of damage quite quickly, so gets maximum healing benefit out of the Shell Bell, but it also helps him get his health up if he's ever reduced to less than half, and get out of the annoyance of Defeatist. So that's quite a useful strategy to use. Wasn't until Black and White 2 that Archon and Archeops could actually learn Roost, and that helps too a bit. Just make sure that you roost on a turn when they're pretty frail, so if they smack you with something like Earthquake while you're roosting, you are going to go down. What are you going to use then? 2, huh? Vanillite. Finally, something that's actually using Ice types. So, this is going to go pretty predictably, because I can just hit you with Ancient Power. Do not underestimate Archon and Archeops' special attack, it's actually pretty decent. And Ancient Power is a relatively decent move for this point in the game. Goodbye, Ice Cream. Oh, Timber. But that's fine, because I can just hit you with Pluck. Yep, your team seems to have been custom-made to get destroyed by Archon. So, I guess I'm not regretting deciding to choose Archon after all. You train at the Icarus Gym? Really? Your levels should be a lot higher than that if you train there. They're in like the 37s, aren't they? So, yeah, he mentioned Icarus City, and here we get an Ice Heal. Gee, that would have been useful, before we fought the Ice-using trainer? Oh, and another worker. This place is just packed with trainers, isn't it? Looks like this guy's actually letting the cold get to him. So let's see what you're using. Oh wow, 3, that's quite a bit. Timber! Okay, you're gonna get... Well, I get the feeling that you have all Timbers and you're gonna get destroyed by Archon. Yet another thing that Archon destroys. Oh, Bind. Okay, if I don't one-shot you, this could get very, very bad. Fortunately, I can one-shot you, so this is gonna be fine. Come on, bring it on. Send in as many Timbers as you like. Oh, great. Oh well, at least I can rock you. Ancient Power! Could I have an everything boost from this, please? Nope, the game isn't so kind. Oh. Yeah, Ancient Power's got a 10% chance of boosting your stats. Or should I say, for you it has a 1% chance of boosting all your stats, and for the AI, it has a 50% chance of boosting all your stats, because that's what happens. I'm actually not making this up. I once lost a battle in the Battle Tower against a Lileep, because the Lileep got an everything boost for 3 Ancient Powers in a row. Yeah! I was using fully evolved Pokemon, and still, that battle was unwinnable for me. Anyway, looks like we found something interesting. I accidentally mashed the buttons. Let's go in there, but first let's just check this out. This here is a shortcut back to the beginning. We don't need that now. So, let's head in there and see if my suspicion was correct and if there is someone in there. Well, there's certainly more than someone in here. Wow, that's a lot of Team Plasma members. A lot of Team Plasma members. Ah, here we meet Zinzolan, aka Chekhov's gunman. Although, most people wouldn't even know this at the time. I probably won't spoil anything about Zinzolan's further involvement in the series, But, suffice to say, he's a lot more important than most people thought he would be. And it looks like we're going to have to face another Team Plasma battle. So yeah, as if you haven't guessed, Zinzolin is another one of the 7 Sages. As Cherry would say, talk about a complete bother. So, we each take one side here, and we're going to have quite a few Plasma battles in a row. Now, I have this feeling that I might have actually battled these guys in the reverse order. So, yeah, just bear with me if I did. Team Plasma battle theme, how I have missed you. Well, you actually hear it a lot over the course of the game, but still, it's just plain awesome. I don't know why. It is one of my favourite, villainous team battle themes. The original Team Rocket theme from Gold and Silver and Heart Gold and Soul Silver was pretty good too. I do kind of like the Team Galactic one as well. I mean, while the Team Magma Aqua theme is actually, I do like it as a piece of music. Again, like I've said before, it just feels like generic bad guy music. It doesn't really feel in character to their actual teams. So anyway, a Sandile here, which we can try out Bastion's Skulls on. And wow, you're down already. Watchhog. Maybe I can burn this thing. Level 23, that's not too bad at all. Really, I mean, that's actually really pathetic by this point standards. Come on, burn. Oh, I didn't actually need it. Okay. And one Team Plasma Grunt down. Okay, let's check out the next one. Okay, let's see if I can, give a different Pokemon some, time for action. Yeah, I don't want to let, one Pokemon hog all the glory. Unless they all claim to be really strong. I guess they probably do. And this is a female one, which means either Trubbish line or, as I thought. Or it would have been Purloin line. So, yeah, and if I recall correctly, the males are the Sandile, Scraggy, and Patrat lines. And if I recall correctly, Sludge is quite painful for oh, it used to be quite painful, it's not really anymore. Come on, get you down to red health and then burn you and finish you off with burn damage. Oh, not quite. Stockpile, huh? Okay. That's probably not going to save you. Let's just finish this. I could have just used Aerial Ace there, but goodbye. And that's number 2 down. Ah, that is a great defeat quote. Whoa, that's actually kind of disturbing. Yeah, I think I'd be worried if you know, if I was in a cold area and started to feel kind of... Yeah, that is kind of scary. Okay, you're probably going to use a Purloin. Yep, Leopard, thought so. And I don't really have any fighting types on me, so I guess I'm just going to have to take this, see if I can burn you. Except you're going to fake out me, aren't you? They always do. Yep, thought so. I called it. There wasn't really much I could do, though. Fake out's pretty much guaranteed to occur unless you have, like, maybe a ghost switch in or something. Oops, that is not good if I'm planning on switching out. Okay, just keep... Oh, come on! Why haven't I got a burn yet? Uh-oh. Torment! Fortunately, Torment doesn't actually take into effect until the turn after it's used, so I can safely use Skull this turn, and hey, critical hit, okay. I won't complain about that. Great plans of villainous teams are always interrupted by small children. Such is the law of Pokemon. Yeah, you gathered a whole bunch of Pokemon in one place. No wonder you were found out. Anyway, let's let Felicia have a bit of a time in the sun here. Well, more like in the frozen storage container thing. That analogy didn't go anywhere. And male Team Plasma Grunt this time, which means Watchhog again. And let's see if I can actually give them a taste of their own medicine. I really should have used Fake Out. I seriously dirked with that. I should have used Fake Out. Always use Fake Out first. Free damage, it's always worth it. At least I'm tanking Crunch. And Payback's probably my best bet here. Yeah, unfortunately, Thunder Wave, it kind of clashes with Payback. But I wasn't really using Payback for the double damage effect. I was using it more for the fact that it's actually, sad as it is, probably the best stab move I actually can give Leopard. So that is just plain sad. And yay, fully paralyzed. Let's hit him again. I mean, Leopard is so fast, it doesn't really need Thunder Wave anyway, but I'm just using it as a kind of a support move. Hey, if this one had Prankster, I could actually do priority Thunder Wave, which is always annoying. Ah, this is a... I was really derping this time. I mean, oh wow, I must have been incredibly tired or just really stupid this day because, wow, I was like, ugh, maybe Fake Out resets when they send it a different Pokemon. No, it doesn't. I was stupid. Really, really, really stupid. Really stupid, and you just critical me, and I'm now in defeatist range. Fortunately, it should probably do enough damage to get me back up out of defeatist range. No, just not quite. But you've stat boosted me out of defeatist range anyway. Except I'm confused. That is not so good. Uh-oh, that's bad. Bad. Oh, youch! Ow! Yeah, something with amazing attack but terrible defense tends to completely destroy itself in confusion like that. Of course, that Brick Break probably would have finished me anyway, so I can't really complain. Gotta Skulls you. Now, this thing probably has shed skin, so even if I did burn, it would probably eventually heal it. That's part of the reason why I did Thunder Wave with Felicia back then, other than me being a complete and total isn't it fun going back and watching footage you've recorded ages ago and realizing how dumb you were back then? Anyway... yeah, I guess you kind of do have a point there, but... looks like the cavalry has arrived. Yep, Clay has brought back up. Hey, I guess he kind of is acting like Jake Marshall here. Being the police guy and arresting everyone. And these team plans of people we have to watch them slowly being let out two at a time. So, wow, have we actually made a successful arrest in the Pokemon universe? Is law enforcement actually useful for once? No, we'll see. But at least we get to challenge the gym now. Which is sort of a curse in disguise, because the next gym... Hey look, there's an item back there. Well, you got that right, Sharon. Maybe we should think more about that. That could be an important thing to think about in terms of this game's plot. You just get going, and I'll just go get that item. Never melt ice. That would be useful if I do have an ice type on me. This actually could help, especially given that Avalanche is super effective against a lot of the next gym. So, let's head out of cold storage, but via this, easy ice escape way thingy. And that is where I will end this part. So, see you next time when we don't quite take on the next gym. No, we've got one more thing to do before we go there. Seriously, the next gym is going to require as much preparation as we possibly can. We are going to need all the help we can get. Seriously.